Okay. And firstly 3.1, which is the inverse functions. F of x equals to x cube, okay, and when you sketch it on the coordinate system, it's like that, okay, and this function is 1-to-1, and that means when you sketch horizontal line, okay, and if your horizontal lines meets at only one point, okay, on the blue curve, you can say this function is 1-to-1, okay, and another mathematical definition will be different, okay. Or we can call it 1-to-1, okay. A function f is 1-to-1 if f of x1 is not equal to f of x2, okay, and the x1 does not equal to x2, okay, and from this part f of x1 equal to f of x2, so that x1 will be equal to x2 if this function is 1-to-1, and y equals to x cubed, so x equals to y to the power of 1/3, so we can call f inverse of f, that means f to the -1, okay, inverse of f is equal to y to the 1/3, okay, and let me give you definition, formal definition, I'm sorry, of the 1-to-1 function, and also inverse functions. If f is 1-to-1, then it has an inverse function f to the -1, and the f of y equals to x, and the y equals to inverse of x if and only if x equals to f of y. Let me give you properties of inverse functions. A, it comes from the definition, if and only if x equals to f of y. B, that's important, the domain of inverse f is the range of f function, and the C, the range of inverse function is the domain of f function. The inverse of f of x function equals to x for all x in the domain of x, domain of f, and the D, f of inverse f of x, it equals to x, but that time for all x in the domain of inverse f function, and the f property inverse f to the inverse of inverse f function, it equals to f of x function, and the last property and the graph, that's important property of inverse f is the reflection of the graph of f in the line x equals to y. Okay, let me give you example. If g of x equals to square root of 2x plus 1, firstly we must evaluate if this function 1-to-1 or not, okay? And if g of x1 equals to g of x2, okay, and so that we can write the square root of 2x1 plus 1 equals to square root of 2x2 plus 1, okay, and after that 2x1 plus 1 equals to 2x2 plus 1. When you take the square of each equation, okay, and cancel this part, and you will obtain the x1 equals to x2, so that we can say g of x is 1-to-1, or another saying 1-to-1, okay, so it's invertible, and To invert it, x equals to g of y. It equals to square root of 2y plus 1. Okay, and the x square equals to 2y plus 1, and the y equals to, okay, x square minus 1 over 2. Okay, and this is the inverse function, and we can say the inverse g function equals to x square minus 1 over 2, okay, for all x is larger than or equal to 0, okay, and when you sketch the g of x function, okay, and the g of x function will be like that. Okay, and this is y equals to x, okay, and this will be the inverse this is inverse g of x, and the blue one is g of x function. It's reflect on the y equals to x line, okay. This is the x, y, okay.